Well, hello and happy Wednesday, everybody. My name is Noreen Smith, and I am one of my product development creative manager for Creative Memories. And I get to be with you each and every Wednesday at this time, 5 p.m. Central Time, for Fast and Fun projects with Noreen. So, welcome everybody. If this is the first time you're here, we're so glad you took some time out of your day. And welcome back to everybody else who has joined us at some point. I see lots and lots of thumbs up and people dropping a little hello in the chat, both on YouTube and Facebook. We've got folks from all over. I see Wisconsin, Oregon, Tennessee, New Jersey, Florida. Ontario's here, California. There's my friend Lisa Marie from Edmonton. Hello, everybody. They're coming in fast and furious now. So it's always so nice to see all those familiar names. Some of you I've met in person, so I can picture you. But it's great to have everybody with us. And again, we get people from all over the world, which is so cool. So again, if this is your first time joining us, make sure you come back next Wednesday and all of the Wednesdays after that, because we do have lots and lots of fun on these fast and fun projects. And we are focusing on fall projects this month, right? It's coming up to fall. This past weekend was kind of the last official weekend of summer, and I think it's either fall starts today or tomorrow, the 20th or the 21st. I think it's in between, depending on your time zone and stuff like that. The autumnal equinox is upon us, so we're moving into that fall season. We've had lots of fun playing with lots of fall products, and now we're going to start talking a little bit about some photos, because at the end of the month, I don't know if you know this or not, but National Save Your Photos Day is September 30th. So it's just coming up in about a week. So we've been kind of brainstorming, and we've got some fun ideas for you. And we want to focus on that. And I think fall is a prime picture taking time. Well, let's face it, as scrapbookers, any time is prime picture taking time, right? If you were on vacation, if you traveled in the summer, you probably took lots of pictures. Now that we're moving into the fall, there's lots of activities happening that you're going to take pictures. And it's going to be the same as we move into the holiday season and then into spring and summer. So we're taking photos all the time. We're taking more photos now than we ever have. Hands up if you've got, more than 8,000, 10,000 photos on your phone. It's unimaginable the amount of photos that we have. Never mind, on other devices and memory cards and, in shoebox and power sort boxes and, all that kind of stuff. So we know that we take a lot of photos. And of course, we also know as scrapbookers that one of the best ways to preserve them is to get your photos printed, put them on pages, put your pages into CM albums so that they will last a very, very long time. Okay, so we know that archival method of storing photos is probably the best way to preserve and to share your photos. And many of you have probably had, experiences where you might have met younger people who never, took a camera, never, took a photo with a camera and had it printed. They don't remember standing in line at the developers with your little roll of negatives, your little roll of film, ready to hand it in. And then you had to come back like a week later to get it. And then you'd rifle through those 24 or maybe 36 photos. And there was some Christmas and there was some birthday and there was, maybe a few from a holiday. And then maybe you got to the end of the roll and there was just a couple left. So you took a few everyday pictures. But, those 36 or 24 photos were what we had for until, the next roll was developed. So it's shocking how much, photos we have now. And we really want to focus on saving them. So today I really want to talk about how we get a lot of photos onto a layout, because you know, and I'm guilty of it too. Sometimes I create a layout and it's really more about the products. It's about the pretty, papers and embellishments and all that kind of stuff. And maybe there's just maybe 2 or 3 photos. I rarely do one photo, single photo layouts, unless it's like an 8x10 or a 5x7 school picture or something like that. So, but I know that we can get more photos on a page. Now, of course, we could get 12 4x6 or 6x4 photos on a 2-page spread, right? If we didn't crop them, of course, it would cover the entire 12 by 12 pages. So there wouldn't be any room for pretty, right? There wouldn't be any room for the gorgeous papers and embellishments and things that we love. You could get 10 photos into a double pocket page, right? There's 5 photo spots. And again, you wouldn't really have a lot of other space unless you put some strips in the channels for pretty. So we kind of know as scrapbookers that it's a fact of scrapbooking life that we need to do some cropping and trimming. And most of us will, print our photos, we'll bring them home, we'll start, maybe cropping them down or thinking about, finding a sketch that has a certain number of photos that suit the orientation. But many of us will just go ahead and start kind of cropping, or we'll use our custom cutting system to crop some photos into some shapes like ovals or circles, for example. But many of you have asked, because we often will see sketches that show requirements for 2x2 photos or 3x3 photos or 3x4 photos. And so many of you, especially in the Virtual Crop Facebook group, have asked about how do you efficiently, print 3x4 photos, and why would we want to do that? And I want to talk a little bit about that. I've got a couple of photos that I'm going to be showing you a little bit later on, but let me just grab one. And let me tell you why I love a 3x4 photo. I really like them because I can basically take a 4x6 photo and shrink it down into that 3x4 size, and I'm not cropping out any of the details. If I got this photo printed as a 4x6 and then tried to crop it down, I'd be, cropping off part of his head or part of his, face or something. So by kind of shrinking it down to the size that we want to use, it really is efficient because we don't have to do any more cropping, and it's really effective because we get the whole picture just as we took it, just in a smaller sort of shrunk down size. So that's been one of the biggest questions, is how do you resize photos? How do you send them off to print? How do you print them? Do you print them at home? What do you need? So I'm just going to talk really, really quickly about a couple of things for you to think about. And then I'm actually going to share my favorite free photo app with you that you can use. Well, it's a design app really, but it's very powerful and you can use it for your photos. Now, so there's kind of 3 things that I want you to sort of think about. If you take your pictures with a phone, I use an iPhone, but if you have an Android, I'm sure that there are apps out there as well. That's the first place you might want to start, is to look in the App Store or the App Center for your phone and see what you can find in terms of photo collages. And basically a collage means to cut and paste. Okay, so basically a photo collage app will allow you to cut photos and paste them onto a new background. And the idea is really we want to get photos onto a 4x6 size or shape. That way, then we can send those photos off to print, like at CM. You can get your photos printed right through CM, and they come right with all of the rest of your scrapbooking stuff, so it's super, super easy. Or you can use a different developer, or of course, some of us print at home. Okay, so really the idea is to find an app that will allow you to copy and paste your photo, resize it and paste it onto that 4x6, 6x4 inch size. So first thing is check your app store and search for photo collage. Now the second thing is, if you print at home, and I have both a Canon Selfie and a Epson PictureMate 400. So I have 2 different ones. So I have software that basically allows me to take my phone, choose the photos I want, and send it wirelessly to print on the photo printer. And those apps also have the ability for me to say, okay, I want this photo. I'm going to pick this photo and I'm going to basically drop it into a 3x4 size or a 2x2 size or a 3x3 size. And then I can get more, I can arrange more photos onto that 4x6 canvas, that 4x6 shape. Okay. So again, either look in the App Store for your phone, or if you have a photo printer and you haven't already installed the software or the app that goes with that printer, then you should definitely look into that. Okay. But I'm going to talk about Canva because Canva is a very, very powerful design tool. You can scrapbook with Canva. Professional designers use Canva. And there is a free version. Of course, you can also get more features if you pay, but it's available to everybody as a free version. And what's more is that you can use Canva on your computer and on your mobile devices. So you can use Canva on your iPad, you can use Canva on your iPhone, you can use Canva on your computer. And I hesitate to say, step-by-step things because each person's photo process is going to be different. Their photo flow, right? We take pictures on whatever device. How do we get the photos on that device to print? So it's going to be different for everybody, but I'm going to give you a couple of kind of general pointers. If you take photos on your phone, then I would suggest playing with Canva on your phone. That's the first thing. If you take photos with a camera or a phone and then you upload them to the cloud or you work with them on your computer, then I would say check out Canva on your computer. Okay, so either try it on your device where you take your photos because that's going to be the most seamless, or if you can upload to your computer or download from the cloud onto your computer, then try it on your computer. And I'm going to show it to you on my computer. So let me just get myself set up for success here. There we go. So I've got Canva open here, and I wish I could move my little profile there, but I can't while I'm doing it. So hopefully it's not covering up anything too important. But let's just have a quick look at Canva. So it's canva.com. And if you don't have an account, you can go there and sign up to create a free account. Okay, so that's your first step, obviously. Once you've got your account, you can go in and you can create a whole bunch of different things that they've already figured out the sizes for you. But you can also create a custom size, which is what I've done, but I'm going to show you how to do it, for 4x6 photos. All right. So basically what you're going to do after you download it onto your device or you set up your account, you open it on your computer, etc. You can see here that I'm in my account and I'm just going to basically go to create a design. And here I'm going to scroll all the way down here to where it says custom size. And here it allows me to either put a 6x4 inch size or 4x6. I've already made some here, but I'm just going to choose 6x4 inches. And then you can see that it's going to give me that nice blank sheet, basically, that I can add my photos to. So always a blank white sheet is kind of, intimidating. So let's jump right into how we get our photos there. And you're going to come over to this sidebar. Good, my face isn't hiding it. And you're going to look for uploads. And that's where you're going to transfer your pictures from either your device or your computer into Canva. So we're going to go into uploads. Now I've already uploaded a bunch that I've been working with that I'm going to be using for my layout today. But let me just show you really quickly. All we need to do, and shoot, I think you can just see the purple bar here right behind my big fat profile picture there. It says upload file. So you're going to click on that. And then it's going to basically bring you to your computer or to your camera roll if you're on your mobile device. So here, for example, this is Grayson's 18th birthday. I'm going to choose that photo. I'm going to open it, and you're going to see that it's going to populate right over here. So now it's in Canva. It didn't, delete it from my photos folder, my pictures folder, but now it's in Canva and I can work with it. So I can take any of my photos that I've uploaded into Canva and I can put them onto my piece of paper just by clicking it. So all I did was click it. So let's click another one here. Here's Shane and I, my husband and I. So I can move them around just like I would if I was moving them around on a piece of physical paper. So here, knowing that this is 6 inches by 4 inches, I'm just going to kind of put this up in the corner and I'm going to start making it bigger or smaller. And can you see that when I start to move it, a little measurement window pops up? So right now it's 2.4 inches wide by 3.6 inches tall. So if I keep kind of pulling it, I've got 2.7 by 4, so maybe I'll just make it a little bit taller until it's a total of 3. Just going a little bit more here. There's 4, okay, and then 3 inches wide, 2.8, 2.9, 3. Come on, 3. One more, come on. There we go. So now I know that this picture of my husband and I is 3.4 inches. Okay, so it's taking up half of that space. Now I can go over here to this picture of Grayson, and I can also stretch it out. And there it is, 3.4. So now I have, 3 by 4. So now I have 2 3 by 4 pictures on the same 4 by 6 photo print or photo size. Now I can send that off as, the single image, and it's going to come back printed just like that. I can trim it down the center, and it's going to be 3 by 4 inches. So it's perfect. It's a great way to be efficient. As I said, you're not chopping away a lot of the photo, and very effective as well. And if you print your own photos, this is great because you're not chopping off half your photo and, throwing half blank photo paper away. So it's a little bit more cost effective as well. You're using your resources a little bit better. Okay, so that's really, really how easy it is to do it. I'm just going to also show you the ones that I already made, and then I'm going to show you how they printed out. So I've got the physical prints of them here. So again, these are the photos that I'm working with, and I wanted to show you this because I can do 4 by 3s or 3 by 4. So I can do vertical or horizontal photos on the same page. So you can see that this photo of Shane and I just turned it. I just basically rotated it to fit it in. And then there's a landscape photo right below it. So that's a 4 by 3. And the one of Shane and I is a 3 by 4. So I've printed that one. And then there's the one of Sam that I was just showing you. And I want to let you know that I did print another photo with this, but I just wanted to show you that that's how much space it takes up. Okay. And then I also decided that there's 2 more you're going to see. And then I also decided that I just wanted to show you how you can also do, 4 by 4s on a page. So again, you don't have to measure. You can actually crop the photo so that you can see how it looks before you print it and then start trimming it. All right. So let me just kind of have a look here. So someone is asking, where do you send them off to? So I actually printed these myself. So basically what you need to do once you've got all of your pictures done here is you're going to go up to this little share button. And of course the CM logo is there is covering it. But you're just going to press share, and it's going to ask you you can either send it off to Canva if you want, but you can also share these on your social media like Facebook or Instagram. But I download them. I download them as JPEG, which are joint photographers image or group images. That's a standard photo image. And then I can save all 5, or I can just save one of the pages. Maybe I just need to print page 2, for example. And so then I just press done and download, and then it saves to my device. So again, it either saves to my phone if I'm working on my phone, or it saves to my computer, wherever I decide to put it on my computer. Then I can send that JPEG image off to CM, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later on, to my own photo printer, or I can even save it onto a little USB stick and take it over to, a photo printing kiosk at my local, shopping center or whatever. So this really is the way that you can get multiple photos onto your photo size, and then you send your photos away to get printed or bring them to a photo developer to get printed. Okay. And again, I hesitate to say this is the way to do it because everybody's is going to be different. I know if you live in Australia or if you live in certain parts of the States, you're going to have different photo printers than I have access to. As I mentioned, I can put, my photos. If I need something in a hurry and I don't have ink or paper at home, I can put my photos, save the individual JPEGs onto a little, USB stick, and I can take it over to my Walmart, and they have Kodak picture kiosks there. When I'm organized enough, I like to do a big batch of photos, and then I upload them into the CM photo printer. And again, that's all you need to do is when you're on the CM site, look for photo prints, and it will walk you through step by step how to upload your finished images. So I really want you to just think of this as an extra step if you are looking to have the ability to get more photos onto a page. Okay? So canva.com, that's my #1 recommended app if you are interested in it's very user friendly, very intuitive. It's the great app if you want to try out printing multiple photos onto one single 4x6. Okay. All right. So I'm seeing some people saying, yeah. So question, how do you send them to be developed? You save them back to your computer. Yeah. So you save or download. It'll probably say download. Save them to your computer, and then however you normally send your photos off, you're just going to pull them from that same folder wherever you've saved them to. Okay. Many of us print directly from our phones. You can upload and send right from your phone. So again, if you take photos on your phone, if you send from your phone, then I would try using Canva on your phone. All right. Okay, and I believe this is the free version that I'm working with right now. I have a couple of different accounts, so I'm pretty sure I'm in the free version. It allows you to just upload and do some basic things. Usually the premium or the pro version, it has to do with a lot of the stock photography and stock elements and text and things like that you can add in. But this should be all free and available to everybody. Okay. All right. So I am going to get rid of my computer here. Let me just move this off to the side. And let's talk about the actual photos now, because as I showed you, I've got those same photos that I was arranging in Canva. There's some 4x6s and 6x4s that I'm going to use. But here's how they print out. So that's exactly the same one that we were looking at in Canva. So again, I have a landscape photo. And if I printed it out, this is not the same one, but I could, if I printed that out on 4x6, it would be a nice bigger version of this. So again, I really like doing this because I'm not losing anything. If I printed that photo out as a 4x6 and then tried to crop it down to, a 3x4, I'd lose so much of the image itself. Okay. So really, challenge yourself to think about how you can use Canva, or again, a different app that's on your phone or in your app store, or also the software from your print at home printer. So if you have an Epson PictureMate or a Canon Selfie, those also have the software to use. And there's the 4x4. So you can see I am going to have to trim that up. So let's go ahead and trim these down. And then I have a little something for you. I've got a sketch for you today that we can use to create a 2-page layout with 10 photos. So I'm going to get all 10 of these photos onto one layout. And it's not going to look crowded, and it's not going to have any weird sizes. You know, how many of us have kind of created some kind of weird Franken size of photo because we wanted to just fit that one last photo in. All right, so there they all are. I didn't do a very good job trimming that. I love our guillotine personal photo trimmer because it does such a good job of, you know, really trimming things nice and close. Okay, so now I have my little 4x6s. I have a 4x4, and then I have 4 standard size photos. So we are going to use Autumn Harvest, even though this is, I guess this was taken last early September. So it doesn't really look necessarily super fall colors, for example, but it's definitely going to work with some of the Autumn Harvest. And here is the sketch that we're going to use. Now what I'm going to do is I've got it, I'm going to switch over here to the sketch. And if you want to take a screenshot of that, feel free to, because I'm going to tell you something that we're going to do with this sketch a little bit later. So if you want to take a quick screenshot, definitely do that. And of course, I will also add it to the comments in the Facebook group. Okay. All right. So let's go back to my table here. And so you can see that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 full-size photos, 6x4 or 4x6. I'm grouping 2 4x3s together to make it look like another 4x6. I've got a 4x4 right here, and then I've got 3 little 3x4s down here. So it really creates a nice balanced layout. I get 10 photos in there, so there's lots and lots of detail. And I still have room for, you know, some pretty, right? I've got room for a border across the top, a couple of different pieces of paper in the background here, and my embellishments. So that's going to make me really happy. So let me get rid of, well, not get rid of, but let me move these out, and I'll show you what I kind of planned to use paper-wise. There we go. Again, so I'm not necessarily thinking that I'm going to use, you know, the fall leaves or anything like that from Autumn Harvest, but there's a really pretty sort of speckled pattern that will make a really nice base page. So I'm going to use 2 of those. And then when I looked at the photos, I have a lot of blue, quite a bit of yellow, and then some browns and greens. So I think that these papers, the yellow leaf, the blue leaf, and then the dark wood grain will work really, really well. So let's talk about the sizes that we need to cut. Oh, and then I just pulled out some of my Autumn Harvest stickers. I'm not 100% sure that this will work for my title, but you know, I've got some nice kind of general ones there too. And I also have my MAC cards. So, you know, again, I'm sure that there's going to be something there that I can use. So let's go ahead and get started here. Where's my second base page? There it is. Let's put a little dab of the Repo on the back here. How many of you are using this fun little trick with the 2 cutting mats duct taped together? I find it just so helpful whenever I'm scrapbooking, especially a 2-pager, but I can just fold it over whenever I need to do a single page layout. So I love it. All right, so I've got 2 large strips of paper here. You can see from the sketch that they are 12 inches by 5 inches. So I think I'm going to use the blue for that. That will be a nice deep color in the background. I'm going to use the yellow for these smaller pieces here, which are 6 by 6. And then I think I'll punch a border from the dark brown. So let's go ahead and cut. I think this will come together pretty quickly. That gorgeous plaid on the back. So we've got 5 inches. Oops, I got a little excited there. Moved a little too quick. There we go. and 5 inches. And so I'll save that for later. And then let's go ahead while I've got my trimmer out and cut the 2 6x6 pieces. They're kind of in the background here. So 6 inches. I love how, we can use, for example, an autumn collection for something that's really not about the actual season. Because, just because the colors work so well. And then, as I mentioned, I'm going to punch a border up at the top here, and I'm going to use the dark brown. And I really thought, I looked through my current border maker cartridges, and I really thought that this little chevron arrows would be fun. And I think I'll punch them so that I can, point the chevrons to the center, or maybe it'll look better if I point the chevrons to the outside. But I thought that kind of goes with, these photos, because again, we're out ATVing, we're out in the mountains. It's not, floral and pretty necessarily. It's kind of, go, go, go. So I thought that the chevrons might work well. So let's get the original border maker system ready. If you notice there, I just pulled out paper tray. I'm just going to go across the grain here. Plop the magnetic arm down and then swing the paper tray out of the way. And then we take the punch housing, drop our border maker cartridge into the punch housing with the teeth out. So you can see these 2 little teeth here, and you heard it snap, and that's what makes our punch. Now those little teeth on the border maker cartridge are going to slide into these notches on the back of the border maker paper tray. So we're just going to slide our paper into the punch housing, and you're going to feel it sort of lock together. That's the best way I can describe it. So lock it together. Let's go ahead and punch. Now this is a kind of a combination of an edge punch, plus we get the punch debris, the little punch out pieces, which I might be able to use. I like those little arrows. So I'm just going to set those off to the side. And I think I will trim this down. Let's see how wide this is. That's about 1/4 of an inch, this little part up here. So I'm going to place this edge on 1/4 of an inch and trim that down. So yeah, I didn't do a very good job there. Let me just trim that down a little bit more here. 1/4 of an inch. See what? Oh, there we go. I went a little bit too far. That's better. I think I was, again, it's always, when I'm demonstrating this, I always am looking up at the camera, I'm looking down, I'm making sure things are in the frame. So sometimes I line things up at the wrong spot. But there, I just tried to make both sides of that chevron punch the same. So again, this is kind of a combination of an edge punch because I had to cut it away from the paper and the punch out style. So you get kind of a 2-for-1 there. All right, let's quickly go ahead and punch our second border, and then we'll have all the pieces to assemble. So pretty fast. And, some people ask, well, how do you, get layouts done so much or so quickly? Really, I think a lot of it is in the planning. And I probably take more time in planning my layout than I do in actually completing it. So, and part of that planning is, again, planning which photos I'm going to use, planning the sizes that I need, getting them printed, all of that kind of stuff. All right, so see, I think this was my problem. I didn't know where to line this up for 1/4 of an inch. There we go. See, and I think I'm going to be still too far along. There we go. All right. We did it. So there's all of our pieces. And according to our layout, our sketch here, we're just going to assemble this pretty easily. I think about 1 inch up from the bottom for both of these pieces. I'd say about a 1/2 inch down for our borders. I'm going to try it first with the arrows going out. Oh, and then I got to put this underneath here. So that's just going to sit right up the edge, just like that. So that's really just a really simple base for our photos. And what I like, what I'm liking about the papers that I've chosen is I think they're going to work well with arranging my photos. Okay, so let's start over on this side. So I've got a 4x6 of Grace in here. So I'm just going to kind of pop that there, and it's going to overlap both of my papers. I have a beautiful kind of panorama of the area that we were ATVing in. And yeah, I think I want to make sure that that's not overlapping. So let's move that up. I like to keep those top edges nice and easy. Here's one of Sam. I know that's going to go down here, so I have to figure out where I'm putting that. There's another one that's going to go down here. This is a 3x4. So a 4x3. So those are going to go over here, and they're actually going to be kind of matched up so that it creates a 4x6. So I'm just going to put both of those there. My 4x4 is going to come up here. I've got another 4x6 that's going to come over here, and then my final, this is 6x4, 4x6. So that's the general placement. So now that I've got those all down, now we can kind of go through. I'm just going to move these up a little bit because I think these are slightly bigger than an inch. So that's going to need to be addressed. But yeah, I think that's going to be about the right orientation and spacing. I'm going to have some room down here for journaling and some embellishments. And then again, if I come up here a little bit, I think that should give me enough room for my 3x4s down here. So that's it. So that's 10 photos on my layout. Still room for a border, still room for embellishments and journaling, and still room up here for my title. So yes, Terry's telling me 1/4 inch is the edge of the gray mat, and I keep forgetting that. So if I'm cutting along this number 2 line, I don't go over onto the measurements. I just go to the edge of this gray mat. Okay, so the gray mat, thank you for the reminder, Terry, is 1/4 inch. And honestly, I know that, but I always have to keep checking it myself because my eye gets fooled and it doesn't look like it's big enough to be 1/4 inch. So I probably second guess myself a lot. Thank you, Terry. Appreciate that. Okay, so there we go. That's going to be my layout. Now, I mentioned to you that you wanted to take a screenshot of this because we're going to use this sketch for a pop-up sketch challenge. Again, in honor of National Save Your Photos Day, which is happening on September 30th, we are going to encourage you to do a 10 photo layout. So whether you want to use this sketch and do something like mine, you can flip it, you can turn it, you can reverse the pages, you could add 10 photos into a couple of pocket pages. However you want to get your 10 photos onto a page, we want to see it. So it's going to start tomorrow. So you're going to be able to see all of the details at noon CT tomorrow in the group, in the virtual crop group. And again, that's just another reason for all of you folks that are watching us on YouTube to make sure you come on over to the Facebook group so you can participate in these challenges. Okay, so again, use the sketch if you like, toss it out if you don't like it, or if you've got a different idea, or you have another sketch you want to use. But your challenge is to have 10 photos on your layout. Okay, and then we want to see them. So all the details, hashtags, all that kind of stuff, you're going to want to check back in the Virtual Crop Facebook group noon tomorrow for the challenge. Okay, I'm going to bring you back because I've got a couple of other things to tell you. In addition to a pop-up challenge, we have a pop-up promo for you. Hooray! I'm so excited that we get to bring you these little promos in association with Fast and Fun. I love how they're tying together, and you can take advantage of them, or if you have the products that we're talking about, it's all good, right? You can use what you have at home or take advantage of these deals. So, in honor of National Save Your Photo Day, we've got a pop-up promo starting tomorrow, and you can earn the mini FileMate. Now, you remember that we had the sticker FileMate a little while ago as a promo. This is perfectly sized for your photos, okay? So you are able to earn this free with a qualifying purchase, and again, it's different in each market. And the promo is going to start tomorrow at noon as well. So it's all about photos tomorrow at noon. And not only are you going to earn your free FileMate, but you are also going to earn a $10 off coupon to get some photos printed. Yes. So now that we've talked about how to, create those, multi-photo collages, you can go wild and create a bunch of them, upload them into the CM photo prints into your account, and then use the little card that's going to come with your FileMate to get $10 off your photo prints. So no excuses for getting those photos printed and trying out CM's amazing quality Fuji Crystal photo prints. And I think you're going to really, really love them. And again, it's so convenient that you can order them right along with your scrapbook products, and everything comes. I'm just reaching here. They come in a wonderful little box. It's a really nice way to kind of sort and organize your photos. But speaking of sorting and organizing your photos, in order to kind of sweeten the deal or give you some extra little goodies to help you achieve your qualifying purchase, we actually have some of our best photo organizers on sale starting tomorrow. Again, kind of a little pop-up sale. Some of you are familiar with the 5x7 photo box. Okay, great plastic storage box. Lid lifts off, and then you have these amazing little individual cases. And I know many of you use these for lots of other things, for your pens, for your foam squares, for your adhesive, for your embellishments. So there's 6 of these inside the photo case, and it's going to be on sale starting at noon tomorrow. Again, slightly different prices based on your market. So at noon tomorrow, you're going to want to check with your advisor, or check, your CM website, .com, .ca, or au.com. And then also, of course, fan favorite, the Power Sort box. This is kind of the original idea of getting your photos out of a shoebox, out of all the envelopes, and putting them into a photo safe shoebox, for lack of a better term. So I love that you've got this sturdy lid with the kind of the bungee elastics that hold it all together. And then it comes with 6 of the individual compartments and 6 of the dividers. So you can really, organize and sort your photos in whatever way makes sense for you. Maybe each person in your family has a few of these, or this is maybe for one trip and then the next little compartment's for another trip. So both of these photo storage solutions really make sense, especially when you are, printing a ton of photos. And I want you not only to think about, these great deals that we've got going on, but remember to just take the time to get your photos off your device, store them safely, get them printed, get them into albums. As we said, we know that that's the best way to preserve and save, and of course, share your photos. All right. So we've got those 2 promos happening to get you to your qualifying spend. And then in honor of one of our favorite holidays coming up around the corner, we've got the same bundle that we had during the summer, the Halloween bundle, featuring Full Moon Fun. Sorry, there I'm out of the camera shot there. Full Moon Fun, papers and stickers, and Happy Hauntings, paper, sticker, and laser borders. Aren't those gorgeous? I love those laser borders. You can get a special price on the bundle, very similar to what we had in the summertime. So if you miss out in the summertime, but you want to do some Halloween crafting, that is also been added to our sales section to help you get to your qualifying spend level for your file mate, because you definitely want at least one of these. They are super great for, popping your photos in there and then taking them with you to a crop. And of course, if you've got other larger storage solutions for your photos, you can use these for mat cards, for embellishments. You can arrange by color like we were doing for the stickers. Whatever way it's going to work for you, this is a great little storage solution. Okay, perfect for on the go. I love it for taking with to crops and retreats. Absolutely perfect. All right, so much happening. The last thing I want to remind you is we're right in the middle of the Great Fall Refresh. And I promised that I was going to give you a little tour of my craft room. I've pretty much finished off my project of sorting all of my papers, but we're actually leaving on a little bit of a family trip tomorrow. So I'm going to be away for the next 5 days. So I did not get my little craft room tour filmed. I promise that I will film it once I return, so you can watch for that next week. But don't forget that you have until this Sunday to enter the Great Fall Refresh. So again, that's in the virtual crop. Again, another reason for YouTube watchers to come on over and join us in the virtual crop group, because we want you to participate in all of these great challenges. Okay, so Great Fall Refresh going on until Monday. The new Save Your 10 Photo Sketches for Save Your Photo Day Sketch Challenge starts tomorrow, goes through Tuesday. And the File Mate and $10 off coupon and the other deals that I talked about start tomorrow at noon CT and go through Tuesday at noon CT as well. So much going on. It's a busy time. It's so much goodness, fall goodness, the abundance, the cornucopia of things that's happening, creative memories these days, I tell you. But if you ever kind of forget what's going on, check the virtual crop group for any of the challenges, things like that. And of course, check your website, your CM website, .com, .ca, or au.com for any of the product specials. Okay? All right, so much great information. I know, and there's so much of it, isn't there? Thanks so much, everybody. Yeah, we are actually traveling to Montreal. Some of you know that my son Grayson had some major surgery at the Shriners Hospital there a few years back, so we're going there for a follow-up appointment. The whole family's coming along because hopefully, fingers crossed, this will be our last trip there, and we're going to enjoy all the beautiful colors of Montreal. We're going to go to Quebec City. We're going to spend some time outdoors, of course, like we love. And it's going to be really, really fun. It's going to be a great little fall getaway. But I will be back next Wednesday for more fall fun. We're going to talk about 8x8s because, of course, we have 8x8 albums out right now. And we're going to talk about all of the different things coming up in the fall and holiday season that you might want to snap up those 8x8s for, so that you can use them to create some great, great albums. So enjoy the next week here. So much happening. Have fun with the challenges. Take advantage of the promos. And join me right back here next Wednesday. That will be September 27th for more fall fun. Okay? Thanks, everybody. Thanks for spending your time with me today. And I'll look forward to seeing you next week. All right? Take care. Bye for now.